3.3, we got our notes out. I know you did this last year, but for some of you, you may have forgotten everything. So we're going to just start slow. And we're going to start by making a little list of a couple of things that are going to help us do these problems. First of all, if you have a problem that says the log base b of b, these are b's, as in boy, to the n, that will always be n. So if these two numbers match, the answer will just be whatever the exponent is. Okay? So when I look at problem 1, at first glance, you may not realize, but isn't there an understood 1 right there? And since these two numbers match, then the answer is just 1. And then when I look at the next one, I can do the same thing if I want to, because what do I know about 16? 16 is 4 squared. So I can rewrite that like this. Instead of writing 16, I can write 4 squared. And that means the answer to that problem is 2. All right? So this is one tool that you have in your toolkit. Now I'm going to give you another one. Another tool you have in your toolkit is if you have a problem that looks like this, so that some logarithm of some number equals something, that can always be translated into b to the y equals x. I call it loop-de-looing because the teacher I had a long time ago called it that, but we loop-de-loop. So we start here with the bottom number, b to the y equals x. Now this is a tool you have. I'm not telling you you have to use it all the time. It's a tool. When I look at problem 2, which we already did, this was problem 2. We already did it using this tool. If I set this equal to x, and then loop-de-loop it, it would say 4 to the x equals 16. Well, 4 to what power is 16? 2. And isn't that the answer we got when we did it the other way? Okay, logarithms can be hard, so I'm giving you options. You're going to do the problems however it makes sense to you to do them. So problem number 2, I could have done this way, or I could have done this way by setting it equal to x and then loop-de-looping it. All right, so let's look at problem, well, I might as well just throw it in the next one. ln. Did you realize, did you remember that ln is log base e? When you see the symbol ln, it stands for log base e. So problem 3 says ln e cubed. Well, ln is log base e. What is log base e of e cubed? 3. That's this property right up here. When you see an ln, don't be afraid to change it to log base e. ln means log base e. So the answer to problem 3 is, problem 3 is 3. Now while we're at it, I know I'm giving you a lot of stuff, but we gotta have all this stuff down. While we're at it, log all by itself. Notice in problem 4, it just says log 1000. There's no number down here. When there's no number down there, there is an understood 10. LOG all by itself is an understood 10. If you remember looking at your calculator, you have an LOG button, and that's base 10. You also have an LN button on your calculator, and that's base C. Those are the two most common. In fact, these are called common logarithms. Those are called natural logarithms. All right, anyhow, here we go. There's an understood 10 there. This is problem number 4. There's an understood 10 there. And I want to know what this equals. What does this thing equal?
100.
Not 100.
3.
3. Why does it equal 3? Because 10 to some power has to equal 1,000. 10, loop-de-loop, loop-de-loop. This motion right here, loop-de-loop. 10 to the x equals 1,000. Well, then you gotta know your powers. 10 to what power is 1,000? 3? So your answer is 3. The answer to the problem is 3. Another way you could have thought about it is, if you know that 1,000 is 10 cubed, I erased it up here, but remember the first property I wrote said if these two numbers match, that's your answer? You can do it either way. All right, number 5. Here we go. This is where our exponents come into play. Log base 4 of 1/16. And I want to know, what does that equal? It's my job to figure out, what does this equal? Evaluate. What does it equal? Well, what does it say if I loop-de-loo it? If I loop-de-loo it, we start with the bottom number, so 4 to the x equals 1/16. Are you moving your hands so you get the feel of that? 4 to the x equals 1/16. Now, 16 isn't some random number. Isn't 16 4 squared? But it's in the denominator, which means the exponent is negative. Isn't that 4 to the negative second? We don't usually make it negative, we usually make it positive, but now we're starting with a 1 over, so that means 4 to the negative second. So the answer is -2. 4 to the negative second would be 1/16. This is why we practiced our exponents. All right, number 6. The LN problem. So what did we say about LN? When we see an LN, we're going to rewrite it as log base C. Now, if it were log base C of E cubed, if that were the problem, what would the answer be? 3, right? But it's 1 over E cubed. What do you think the answer will be since it's 1 over E cubed? -3. The answer is -3. Now, if you are bothered by that, the answer is -3. If you are bothered by that, then think about this for a second. E to the x equals 1 over E cubed. How do you get a negative x, or how do you get a 1 over? You have to have a negative exponent. You have to have a negative exponent. So isn't that e to the -3rd? So your answer is -3. Uh-oh. Number 7, I see a radical. what kind of exponents are radicals? Fractions. So instead of the cube root of 6, could I think of that as 6 to the 1/3?
Yeah.
Radicals are fractional exponents. So on your quiz, you took the fractional exponent and made it a radical. Now we're going the other way around. Now we're taking a radical and turning it into an exponent. What's the log base 6 of 6 to the 1/3? They match. So the answer is 1/3. If you can make these numbers match right here, then that's your answer. Every time. This is kind of a tricky one. What does that equal? What? Not 1, because if it were 1, let's loop-de-loo this. What does this say when I loop-de-loo it? 4 to the x equals 1. Is 4 to the first 1? No.
Yeah.
4 to the first
4.
is 4. 4 to what power is 1? 0. 0. Remember? Anything to the 0 power is 1. So if you want to raise something to a power and get 1, the power has to be 0 every time. So if this had been a 5, the answer would still be 0. Anything to the 0 is 1. All right, I know this is like majorly confusing. There's so much going on. Does anybody have an idea what the answer to problem 9 is? 2. Yes, 2. Why is it 2? 7 squared. So one option is you can think of this as 7 squared. That's what 49 is. And the log base 7 of 7 squared is 2. Another option you have is to set it equal to x. What does it equal? What does this thing equal? And then loop-de-loo it. 7 to the x equals 49. Well, everybody knows that 7 to the second is 49. Good job. How about 10 is a little trickier. A little more going on in number 10. What does LOG mean? LOG all by itself means 10. So we have the log base 10 of 1/10. Now, it wouldn't be 1. This would be 1. The log base 10 of 10. That would be 1, right? But this isn't 10. This is 1/10.
Where'd the 10 come from?
Somebody's been sleeping.
Where's
LOG
equals 10?
means log base 10.
Oh. Okay.
Okay, now, let's use our common sense here. Would everybody agree that the log base 10 of 10 is 1?
Yeah.
Well, this isn't 10, it's 1 over 10. How do you get 1 over? You have a negative exponent. So instead of that being a positive 1, it's a negative 1. The answer is negative 1. Because this is the log base 10 of 10 to the negative first. When you have 1 over, you're going to have a negative. 1 over means a negative exponent.
So, because log doesn't have a number.
All right.
If your pockets are empty,
I'm open to ideas about problem number 11. What? Negative 2. We're getting the hang of it. Some of us are. That is awesome. Why is it negative 2? Well, we know 9 is 3 squared.
Yeah.
So the log base 3 of 9 would be 2. But since it's 1/9, it has to be -2. 1/, means negative exponent. Good. Okay, log 100. I heard somebody say 2, and you are amazing, because we know that 100 is 10 squared. This is the log base 10 of 10 squared, which means the answer is 2. Beautiful. How about 13? 1. Log base 6 of 6 is 1.
Wait, what'd you get for 12?
Uh-oh. 14. What? Not 1.
1/1.
Not 1/1.
-1. -1.
Okay, wait, guys. Tell me about if the log base, if we had this, it would be 1, right? Log base 7 of 7.
7.
But we have root 7. What exponent is a square root? Not 2. That would be 7
1/2?
squared. A half. This is the log base 7 of 7 to the half. Isn't a 1/2 exponent a square root?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope you knew that on your quiz, because you had to do that on your quiz. Think about it. Just listen to this for a second. I think most of you are starting to get that if you have 1/, that means your exponent has to be negative, right? Well, what if you have a radical? That means your exponent has to be a fraction, right? Aren't radicals fractional exponents? So as soon as I see a radical here, I know I'm gonna have a fraction. Since it's a square root, I know it's gonna be a half. Cube root would be a third.
Uh-huh.
Fourth root would be a fourth, and so on. So the answer is 1/2. Now, another way you can do it, if this is just baffling to you, it's okay. Another way you can do it is set it equal to x, and loop-de-loo it. 7 to what power is the square root of 7? Well, you gotta know a square root is a 1/2 power.
When we write our answers, would we just put 1/2?
Yep. Yep. All right, 15. Everybody in the room knows 15. It's 10. Because ln e to the 10th means log base e to the 10th. When those match, the answer is just that guy.
Nick, Linda.
16 is the same idea, but a little harder. What do you think your exponent is in number 16? Is a fraction. Is it 1/3? It sure is 1/3, because that's what a cube root is. Cube roots are 1/3. Square roots are 1/2. So your answer to 16 is 1/3.
It doesn't ln mean log?
It means log base e.
Oh,
So
log
we have the
base.
log base e
So
of the cube root of e.
ln is not log base 10?
No,
Oh.
log is log base.
I thought ln meant log, and if it's log, there's always
No,
10.
ln is called a natural logarithm, but the base on it is e. All right, so 16 is 1/3. What about 17? -1, yes. Why is it -1? Because it's 1/. And 1/, means a negative exponent. Perfect. We're gonna skip 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We're gonna skip all the way down to number 28. And we're gonna come back and get those, but number 28. log base 8 of 1. We did one like this a minute ago, does anybody remember? 0. Because what does this say when you loop-de-loo it? It says a to the x equals 1. And the only way to get 1 is to raise to the 0 power. Okay? Now we gotta look at these other ones. All the ones we skipped, we now gotta come back and do. So let's look at problem 18. This is a very hard looking problem, but it's a snap. Take a wild guess, just random guess. 10. It absolutely is 10.
Wow.
Remember that property we have that says when these two match, the answer is just that? This is the same property, only these are the matches, and then that is the answer. So, what is the answer to 19? 2. You don't have to do any work. You just have to know that property. 19 is 2. How about 22? 22 is 4 because what's ln? Log base e. So there's your match. So 22, the answer is 4. What about 23?
11.
11. How about 24? 7. And how about 25? 7, because LOG,
It's 10.
so we have 10 to the log base 10 of 7, so the answer is 7 for number 25. And then what about 27? That would be 6, because ln is log base e, right? No work involved on those, you just have to know that property. So, 11, you paying attention?
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, now we got a couple more, we didn't do 20 yet. We did not do problem 20. I'm looking at problem 20. What if that had been the problem? Just that. What's the answer? 2. Why is the answer 2? Because 9 is 3 squared. Right, you good on that? So this, right here, this is just 2. Now, the problem, number 20, has a 2 times that out in front. So if this right here is 2, then the answer to problem 20 is 4. 4. I'm not gonna worry about that 2, I'm gonna go ahead and do my problem, and then just multiply by that 2. So what about 21? Let's pretend that this is all we had. Just this is all we have.
3.
3. Why is that 3? Because 8 is 2 cubed. So this right here is 3. The original problem had a 3 out in front, multiplier. So the answer to problem 21 is 9. The logarithm part of the problem is 3, and then times the 3 out in front. All right, try 26 on your own. Can you do 26? It's the same thing. Do the logarithm part first. See if you can figure out what that is. And then times it by 4. What did you say, 4. Why is it 4? Because this part right here is 1
Yep.
times 4. So the answer is 4. All right, let's get our calculators out. And in number 4, or problem number 2 here, it says evaluate the calculator, round to the 10,000. So we're not doing, we're just typing in. What does 10,000 mean? How many decimal places is 10,000?
4.
4. 4. Quick review of a decimal. This is the tenths,
10.
hundredths,
Thousand.
thousandths,
Million.
10,000. So that's where we're rounding right there.
What's after that?
After that would be hundred thousandths, and then would come millions, and then we go on 10 million, 100 million, billion.
Trillion.
All right, here we go. Just press log 8.61, nothing tricky. Log 8.61. We are rounding to the nearest thousand. So what are we gonna put down for problem A? 0.9350. Well, 4 decimal places. 0.9350. LN 12. All right, use your LN button. Just hit LN 12. And that one is 2.4849. Make sure you hit your LN button. All right, C, LN -9. What happened? You got an error.
No solution.
No solution. You cannot take the logarithm of a negative. LN, log, anything won't work if the number's negative. So C is no solution, you cannot do it. And if you forget that, your calculator will remind you that will say error. All right, log 15.47. Where's your calculator?
So. Damn.
Log 15, that's an infraction. 1.18, now watch this. I'm gonna write it all out here. Okay, this is what my calculator says. I need to round it off right here. 4 decimal places. Everybody in agreement? The next number is a 9, right? Which tells me this guy is gonna get rounded up. So this is bigger than 5 or bigger, 5 or bigger rounds up. So this number is bigger than 5, so I'm gonna round up, and my answer is 1.1895. Right? No skill here, we're just typing it in and writing it down.
No skill.
ln 1/23. ln 1 divided by 23. Negative 3 point, here's another one, 135,494. 1, 2, 3, 4, here's where I'm rounding. That's a 9, so that's gonna go up to a 5. So negative 3.1355. What about F and G? They're not gonna work because you can't take the log of a negative. It doesn't work. You can't do it. That might make more sense to you. If you remember you had a BFF, logarithm was one of your BFFs. Anybody remember what it looked like? Anybody remember what it looked like? The the picture, I mean. It looked like this. Do you remember that? Notice there's nothing over here. Isn't this where X is negative? There's nothing over there. X can't be negative. Can't be. All right, log 1977, the year I graduated from high school. I know, isn't that amazing? We actually had high school back then. So log of 1977,
Hold on.
this is not
41 was inside
problem
36.
H. H is 3.2960. Everybody okay with that? All right, now we can set our calculators aside for a minute. You are going to need to have a calculator with you, Mr. Knowles, to do these problems, okay?
Something.
Now, let's look at part 3. I think you will find part 3
It's italic.
easy. I hope you do. The log of x is 3. Step 1. What's missing right here?
10.
Step 2. Loop-de-loo it. So 10 to the third equals x. Okay, what's 10 to the third?
1,000.
10 times 10 times 10, 1,000. So the answer to that problem is 1,000.
Stuff you can make a little
See
more
how
sense.
easy that is? Log x equals -1. What's missing right here? 10.
110.
So loop-de-loo it. 10 to the negative first equals x. What does 10 to the negative first mean? 1 over 10? And that's your answer. Somebody said that over here right away. Good job.
That was actually.
All right, you try C. See if you can do C exactly the same way. Bless you.
Thank you.
What'd you come up with? Anybody get an answer to number C?
1 over.
1 over 100. 1 over 100. Did everyone get that?
Yes.
1 over 100? All right, let's look at D. D is a little different only because it's an ln. I am not one bit confused by that. What does ln stand for?
Log E.
Log base E. So I'm going to rewrite my ln as log base E because that's what it is. ln is like an abbreviation. And then I'm going to loop-de-loo it. What's it say when I loop-de-loo it? E to the 4th equals x. This is so important, this ability to take a logarithm and write it without a logarithm. E to the 4th equals x, and that's your answer. E is like pi. We just leave it in our answer. Remember in geometry how you said the area was 25 pi, and that was fine? It's fine to leave e to the 4th. If you wanted to know what e to the 4th actually was number-wise, to do it on your calculator, do second ln, and when you hit second ln, you see how e pops up? And then you just put 4, and the decimal for that would be 54.59, whatever. But we're not gonna do that. I mean, there may be a word problem sometime when we have to do that. So that's how you do it, second ln. But for these exercises, e to the fourth is fine. That is fine as your answer. All right, what do you think about e? E to the sixth. E to the sixth. Now, what about f? Let's look at f for a minute. Now, keep in mind, this is an equation. What would you do first, just in a regular equation? What would you do? Divide by 3? So we're gonna divide both sides by 3. So that leaves me with the log of x equal to 1. And I know that the base down here is 10. So when I loop-de-loo it, it says 10 to the first equals x. And 10 to the first is just 10. All right, try G. See if you can work your way through G. Amaya, what did you do first? Don't shake your head, Dee. What did you do first up here? Exactly. That's what you're gonna do. You're gonna divide the -2. So then it says ln x equals -2. What does ln x stand for? Log base e. Right? And then what do we get when we loop-de-loo it?
E to the negative second.
E to the -2 equals x.
Yes.
Now, it's okay to leave e, but it's really not okay to have a negative exponent. What does e to the -2 mean? 1 over e squared? And that is your answer. So there were quite a few steps there. They weren't hard steps, but there were quite a few things we had to.
Why can't
Question?
why can't we have the negative exponent?
Oh, there's this rule in mathematics that says the only time negative exponents are allowed is in scientific notation. Otherwise, you should just never have a negative exponent,
Okay.
okay? Yeah, that's the best answer I can give you. It's just a rule. All right, log x equals 1/2. Okay, here we go. What's log x mean?
They call this the whole.
Base 10, I'm gonna stick a 10 in there. What does this say when I loop-de-loo it? 10 to the 1/2 equals x. What in the world does that mean? 10 to the 1/2?
Radical
Square root of 10?
X equals root.
So x equals the square root of 10, 10 to the 1/2.
Yeah.
What do you think about I? Won't that be 10 to the 1/3? And what does that mean?
Cube root.
Cube root? Okay. Last one. when you look at this, what's the first thing you think about? Log base C, yeah, we're gonna translate that log base C. Then we can loop-de-loo it. So e to the 1/4 equals x. What does a 1/4 power mean? 4th root?
Surely.
Alright. Here are 3.3 homework out.
This one.
Yep.
So for answering, how, like, which one would you want us to write the 4 or the 3?
This one or this one?
Yeah, like on the
They're both okay.
Okay.
They're both okay. Now, if it's a negative, you have to do 1 over. By a fraction is fine.
So she probably.
All right, so we've got 3.3 out, 3.3 homework.
James bad at
This is the section we just did, we're gonna do a little more practice on it. So 3.3 homework, I wanna look at section number 2. Section number 2. This is the 3.3 homework. I am looking at section number 2. Your job is to figure out what all these things equal. So take a minute, there's 5 of them, take a minute and see if you can do any of them right now on your own. Do you know what any of these things are? Anybody that doesn't know E hasn't been paying attention. What's the answer to E? 5. There's no work, it's just 5, because those are the same. So that one's a no-brainer. Anybody see another one you think you might know? Number 1, what do you think number 1 is?
E to 1/4.
Be careful. Okay, be careful. This is log base E of the 4th root of E, and we want to know what it equals. Right? So E to what power is the 4th root of E? And Kyle, you said, well, that's 1/4. It's not E to the 1/4. X is 1/4. X is 1/4. So the answer to this problem is 1/4. The first problem.
B is 2.
Because this says e to the x equals e to the 1/4. So x is 1/4. There's no e in the answer.
B is 2.
Okay, problem number 1, or A, there's no e in the answer. It's just 1/4. Because you're looking for the exponent. The exponent is 1/4. C is 0, absolutely. Because 6 to what power is 1? It's gotta be 0. Gotta be 0, so yes, C is 0. Is B2? It absolutely is, because the base is 10, and 100 is 10 squared? So it's 2. The answer is 2. That leaves this one.
2 and
D is
Negative 2 is the answer, because the problem says 2 to what power will give me 1/4?
negative 2.
Well, it's 1 over, so it's gotta be negative, and 4 is 2 squared, so negative 2. Some of you are on fire. I'm so tickled with some of you. Some of you are so lost. You gotta go back and review these, practice, practice, practice. All right, let's try part 3. Solve without a calculator. All right, so in problem A, what is missing? The base. go ahead and put the base in, and the base is 10. Now I'm gonna loop-de-loo it. What's it say when I loop-de-loo it? 10 squared equals x. So what's the answer to the problem? 100. That was not hard.
Yeah.
All right. Maya, we're gonna do first on this guy right here. Divide by 2. So now it says log x equals -1. And the base is 10. So now I'll loop-de-loo it, and it says 10 to the -1st equals x. And what does 10 to the -1st mean? 1 over 10? So the answer to B is 1 over 10. Anybody know what C is? Well, it'll be log base E
Is it E to the 4?
of x equals 4. Huh, when I loop-de-loo, what does it say? There you go. You wanna know what x is? X is e to the 4th. What are we gonna do with this one? Multiply by 2, because we want to get rid of that, right? So we have log x equals 4. Base is 10. Ten to the 4th equals x. If I loop-de-loo, it's 10 to the 4th. 10,000. 10 times 10 times 10 times 10. All right, we might as well finish it up. Part A, log 3.67.
Not funny.
Tell me what you get.
1.5647.
0.5647, rounded correctly, 0.5647. ln, 2 divided by 3. Negative .4055.
Yeah.
55. Right? And what about C? No solution, because you can't take the logarithm of a negative. Right? So now, right at the top, do not turn in. People who are absent today, you have to turn it in. You guys are not. What happens if you turn it in? You lose a point.
Wait,
So
what?
don't turn it in. I don't need to grade it because I did it. Tomorrow, last day of canned food drive. Please make sure you bring in your cans if you didn't already today. 3-3 would be due on Friday, but you're not turning it in.
Oh God, I
So bring in your cans. Yes, it's for Mr. I also have it. Mr. Previous. It's also in the student bulletin if you have that.
I would love to witness that.
Back to your roots. Yes, after school. Yeah, see,
Charlie, I almost got whacked yesterday.
You almost got a what?
A whack.
Oh, well, that's awesome.
what's a black?
A rock climbing
Climbing
grade.
Rock climbing grade.
Yeah.
You get grades for climbing, rock climbing?
It's like how hard it is.
So is it like the belts and